وهذه بعض العواصم الإسلامية العربية تقصف بنيران الصليبيين الكفرة يستدعيهم لقصفها الخونة.
حمقى جهلاء. هل يوجد مسلم يستنصر بالصليبيين على وطنه؟ يخون بلده؟ أيخون إنسان بلاده؟ إن خان معنى أن يكون فكيف يمكن أن يكون خيانة؟
Good evening.
Good evening.
My name is Sabri Malik. I am the official spokesperson of the Democratic Party in Libya. On behalf of the Libyan people, I would like to thank the British people and Her Majesty's government for helping us getting rid of the brutal dictator Gaddafi. Getting rid of Gaddafi was nothing short of a miracle. We'll always be grateful to Britain. I believe that the Conservative Party, which helped us in this respect, stands for freedom and human rights throughout the world. Unlike Labour Party, which supports dictatorships in North Africa, in the Middle East, and in Central Asia. For example, Mr. Tony Blair and Mr. Peter Mandelson used to be on the payroll of Gaddafi. They are still on the payroll of dictators in the Middle East and Central Asia. We need to make a very clear distinction between the Conservatives and the Labour Party. We believe that the Conservative Party will go on to help the Arab Spring and support the revolution throughout the Middle East. Thank you.
I was waiting for you pulling off a mask and revealing yourself as a comedian. I really cannot believe that you just said the words that you said. But it is kalima hurra, where every word is free. So other than the defamatory points that you made, I'm sure what you said will be in the broadcast, as will my reply. The idea that the Conservative Party supports the Arab Spring against dictatorships is so wrong, I don't know whether to laugh or cry. You obviously are blissfully unaware, and you obviously haven't been in Libya for a long time. You can't have been. Otherwise, you would not dream of coming on international television and discussing Libya as if it were some kind of success. Gaddafi was everything you said he was. And it takes real genius to make Libya worse than it was under Gaddafi. And that's what's been achieved by your friends in the Conservative Party and NATO and their allies, no doubt, in exile in London and elsewhere. Libya no longer exists. Libya is 5 Libyas, 10 Libyas, 20 Libyas, 100 Libyas, all massacring each other. The country is sailing in blood. Hundreds of thousands of refugees are jumping on boats to try and escape and drowning in the Mediterranean. Your country was bombed day and night by NATO. And now Sirte, which was bombed by the Americans when Gaddafi was in, is a self-declared part of the ISIS caliphate. Some success story. ISIS, Al-Qaeda, one brigand group after another, taking control of the airport, of the parliament, chasing out the government. How many prime ministers have you got? How many foreign ministers? It's an absolute catastrophe, Libya. And you come here in your nice suit, safe here in London, and hail it all as some kind of triumph, and you have the gall to salute the Conservative Party. Well, if the Conservative Party do to Britain what they did to Libya, then God help us. God help us. Because they destroyed your country, which no longer exists. And you, presumably on some kind of payroll, come here and take your hat off to it. Be gone. Who's next?
May I respond to that?
Yes,
please?
you can.
I am on the payroll of nobody, unlike you, who used to be on the payroll of Saddam.
No, I've never been on Saddam's payroll, and I don't believe you're not on a payroll. You look very prosperous. How do you earn your living? How do you earn your living?
Certainly not from Saddam or Gaddafi.
No, I never met Gaddafi, and I was never on a payroll of Saddam. And by the way, those who claimed that I was had to pay me millions of pounds in damages. So be very careful what you say.
Do sue me then.
You are on a payroll. How are you earning your living? Who's paying you?
The British Social Security.
Well, you're doing very well on British Social Security. That's truly remarkable. In fact, I think I'll call the police, because you must be a benefits cheat. Because you can't possibly have the lifestyle you live on British Social Security.
What lifestyle? What lifestyle is that?
Leave that aside. I don't know if you've just checked out for the afternoon from some kind of psychiatric unit. But if you are coming here on international television to claim that what's happened in Libya is a success, then you must be insane. If you're not on a payroll, you can only be saying this because you are unwell. Your country has ceased to exist. And you want to thank David Cameron for it?
It is not easy to go from dictatorship to democracy. But we will get there. And we are very thankful to America and to Britain, to NATO, for helping us doing that. Libya is not disintegrating. We are having problems with the counter-revolution.
Libya is not disintegrating? Are you serious? Are you the only person?
I am always serious.
Are you the only person in the world that cannot see Libya disintegrating in front of their eyes?
This is just a propaganda of the counter-revolution. You don't want to understand that it's only natural for Libya to go through these problems. We are doing much better than Egypt when the counter-revolution came back in full, or Tunisia, where the old regime is still there in place. To displace the old regime is very difficult. We managed to get rid of most of his security apparatus. We managed to get rid of most of his army, but there are still some of them there. We are continuing with the job, and with the help of our friends in the West, we will establish our democracy, whether you like it or not.
Well, I very much hope that Libya will establish democracy, but if it does, it will not be with the help of your friends in the West, because they don't believe in democracy. Certainly not for the Arabs. It is an absurdity to say, as you have said, that you're going to establish democracy in Libya with the help of your friends in the West. David Cameron, the Conservatives, and NATO, and the United States. If you think these people are your friends, then you are a very seriously troubled man. You're very seriously troubled. And I'm going to stop pummeling you now.
My friend, communism is dead. So why are you still a communist? What do you do you speak like the Soviets and the Mao Zedong regime?
I am not now, nor have I ever been, a communist. I have nothing to do with Mao Zedong. Neither had I anything to do with Gaddafi, and I was never on Saddam's payroll. So, leaving aside your childish and ignorant insults, the truth is that your country has been destroyed by William Hague, by David Cameron, and the Mediterranean is filled with the human consequences, which is what the rest of us are going to discuss. Now, as it happens, the next show is about Libya. You wandered into the wrong show, sir. But nonetheless, it's been fun having you.
وليس في الإسلام ثورة، وأول ثورة في الإسلام قام بها عبد الله بن سبأ اليهودي، وكان من جرائها قتل الخليفة الراشد عثمان وبزوغ نجم الروافض الذين ألهوا وقتها عليا حتى حرقهم بالنار بعدما خذلهم الأخاديد. زعيم الثوار في أمة الإسلام هو عبد الله بن سبأ اليهودي. كان يهوديا فأعلن إسلامه كما أعلن بولس، وكان يهوديا كما أعلن بولس نصرانيته من أجل أن يفسد على النصارى دينهم وقد كان، فكذلك فعل ابن سبأ اليهودي. فتجد من الشيوخ من يقول هي الثورة المباركة. مباركة في أي شيء؟ في الخراب، في انتهاك الأعراض، في تبديد الأموال والثروات، في ضياع الوطن وتقسيمه، في علو كفة الروافض في ديار الكنانة الطاهرة الطيبة، في ارتفاع أسهم اليهود، في محاولة النوبيين الانفصال. مباركة في أي شيء؟ وتجد بعضهم يقول وصفا لمن تربوا في محاضن الغرب على افتعال الثورات والفوضى في ديار الإسلام من أجل تفكيك المجتمع المسلم وإعادة تركيبه على الأجندة الغربية الكافرة الفاجرة وإزالة النظام الإسلامي من الوجود.